Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, the Model Building Corner. My thing's preheated. I'm Joe. Anyway, I left early from work today, and I'm off for the next 2 days, so I plan on getting a lot of work done today. So I'm going to get in here. We'll show you what I got going on. Also, I want to give a shout out to Tyler, my daughter's boyfriend. I appreciate you watching, buddy. Anyway, I was just texting my daughter earlier. We had a little conversation about something that I thought was kind of funny, but anyway, I'll leave that alone. Anyway, so I'm gonna get some work done. I'm gonna show you after I sanded on that panel line. I think it came out a whole lot better than the way I hacked it up the first time. So let me get you in here. We'll show you where we're at. Alright, so I think the number one priority today is to finish up on this body so that I can get this repriming and get the rest of all these parts in primer. So there's the door panel. Wrong side. So there's the door panel. Again, I think I got to clean it up just a little bit more. But that's looking a heck of a lot better. So we'll get this back in primer. I'm going to put the exhaust manifolds, aka I'm using actual headers. So I'm going to put the headers on there so that I could make sure that my holes were lined up. But I'm not using these holes because yesterday I went ahead and I painted my boots. I should hold them with the other hand so you can see them. I painted the boots, and I'm going to glue those to the side first. I seen somebody do that, and that's probably the way to go instead of the way I did the other model where I had the wires already attached to the boots, and then I was trying to attach the boots with the wires already attached. So, I don't know. We'll see how that works. So, I got to get that finished up, and I got to get rolling on this. So, some more engine parts in there. So I was out of curiosity, I was looking at this yesterday. I threw this set of wheels, this is the spinners, but I could take that spinner out, but I don't know. I still don't think that this would be the right style wheel, especially since it's the offset's wrong for this particular type of vehicle. I don't think the rim face would be that flush. I need something deep, so I'll just go with these, I guess. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Alright, so see how this works. The AK primer and micro filler AK758 gray. It is lacquer, and it's already ready to shoot. So all I can do is give it a shot. I've already ran some lacquer thinner through my airbrush to make sure it was still clear from the last time I used it and cleaned it. So let's see here. Seems to be spraying okay. Let that tack up a little bit and hit it with a second coat. Okay, round two. It's looking really, really good. And that door gap looks much better. I think I ought to do the right thing and spray the box too. That way that because the primer, this primer is a little bit darker. So I don't want there to be any difference in the paint. That ought to just about do her. Alright, let's feel like that dude from, what's that movie called? Bruce Almighty. Anyway, let's see how we did. Do I got the wrong glasses on? Yeah. Alright, so again, that line isn't perfect. I can go in there and clean that up a little bit more. But it's going to be a little bit wider in that one spot. But that's a heck of a lot better than what it looked like. And so I'll clean that up a little bit. And then I think I'm going to paint the pinstripe and then tape it off. And then be able to paint the top color tomorrow. So that and the bed is done. The bed looks really good. So I got these little parts done. Got the dash and the suspension and all that kind of stuff. Now I put the headers on this beautiful 572 big block. And when I put the headers on, I made sure I sat this engine in the frame while I was setting them, so that I had the spread good enough, because they're tight, but they're not hitting the frame on either side. And I can't remember if I'm making exhaust or if I decided the stock exhaust was going to work, but I'm going to try it and see. But anyway, so that'll be fine as far as the width of the headers. And the same thing if the cab was on. So the transmission is the original kit transmission, and you can see, no, you can't see. The transmission is the original kit transmission, and that motor sits in there with plenty of room on both sides. So why does that look like that all of a sudden? One's lower than the other. Maybe that's the way it is. But anyway, so I shouldn't have any issues putting this engine in, because like I said, I cut the kit transmission off of the kit block and glued that to here, so everything locates perfectly. The thing I'm gonna have an issue with is, now that the heads are on, I don't know how I was ever gonna get to those holes that I made. Because I can only see 1, 2. So I don't know how I'm putting boots in between these pipes. So, you know, time frame, I might just not wire this one, because I only got a week to get this done. And I mean, the way I can fit a boot there, I could fit a boot there, but there's no way I can get a boot in there. And I think that the fourth plug would be over here, and I just don't see it. So we'll go with that. I'll get the valve covers on, and we'll keep pushing on. I just had to look it up to make sure that I don't mess up, but the valve cover with two breathers goes on the driver's side. So I'm just going to scrape some paint off of here. I gave my daughter's boyfriend a shout out. Probably should have given my daughter a shout out too. So what's up, Tracy? Merry Christmas. Daddy loves you. I promise I won't put glue accelerator on your fingers anymore. Because your mama didn't like that. I told you guys that story I did once when she was little. I'm like, Tracy, come here, look. I put a drop of the super glue on her finger. And then I put a drop of the accelerator. And she's like, what's supposed to... Ah! She started screaming. Oh, Lordy. I am such a mess. Alright. That's looking good. Boy, this stuff is like an instant bond. Did I forget to do this on the first one? I should lower this down a hair. I guess it says Instacure on there, so I guess that's what they mean. Alright. Wham. Wham, bam. I think I messed it up. Alright, so I've got some more engine parts to finish detailing. I got my starter ready to go in. That's got to dry a little bit more though, the silver part. I actually should have put the starter in before I put the headers in, but I can get it in there, no problem. Guys, I'm having a trouble today keeping the subject matter in the camera, so I apologize for that. But you can see I've got plenty of room here to get the starter in. So we'll take care of that. But I got to make my distributor hole. I got to make her a little bit bigger because I don't want to go in there. So I'm going to start with a small bit. And then just bring it up from there. This should be deep enough. Yeah. Now let me go to a next size. Alright, let me go with this one. Alright. Dang. And guess what I did? Broke off the back of the block. At the back of the intake. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. How far down do I want that to sit? A little bit. See, it should be a little bit. I think it should be a little bit lower. But once the distributor's in there, you're not going to see it. Alright. That'll be fine. You know what? I'm going to look up another reference photo because I want to see where that vacuum advance. I think that's a vacuum advance right there. I want to see where that should be pointed. Alright, the pictures that I found, it had that pointing off at like 7:30, like 7:36 p.m. a.m. Don't matter. So that's in. I'm really not feeling my carburetor, but let's see. The butterflies go like that towards the back. Oh, I forgot a gasket. It's not a real car, Joe. Relax. Try to get it right. I want that carb to line up perfectly with the base. That looks good. Maybe with some black wash, that'll look better. Right now, I'm not liking the color. Okay. The little bit of silver that I put on the breathers is already wiped off from handling it. And luckily I was able to get what got on the valve cover. Came right off. That pen does take a little bit to set up, so I shouldn't have done it that soon. I got impatient. Alright. Alright, I got a couple more things to touch up before I can put anything else on here. So, but that's looking really good. Alright, so here's where we're at, because this video is getting pretty long. So I got my starter. Has to dry before I can put it in. I got my power steering pump and my fan, and those are ready to go. I got the face of the tack painted. I'll do the rest of the tack. Over here I got my my alternator. Nothing is going to focus, is it? So I got my alternator, my belts are drying. I got the element of my air cleaner. I think I'm just gonna, I might try to put some bare metal foil on that and see what that looks like. Or I'll use that, I don't know which I want to use on that. And then I got my Wix oil filter drying as well. So man, the detail on these 3D printed engines is just unbelievable. So the engine's not looking bad. I mean, I could have done better. Again, I don't like the shininess and the color of the carburetor, but that'll hopefully I can tone that down. But the carburetor, man, the detail, look at that. I mean, it's mounted on it looks real. The back there, you're not going to see it. Plus, I touched it up a little bit, so yeah. And then I'll hit the breathers again later, after it's all done. Oh, and then I got the white portion of my shocks, my Ranchero shocks, drying, and then those will, the bottoms will be red, obviously. Alright, so that's going to do it for this episode of... Where am I getting this stuff from? This is I mentioned the other day about how I was cold, you know, and a couple of you guys were quick to mention, it's 3 degrees where I'm at. You know, I'm sorry. I grew up in New York. I know what it's like. I hate the cold. And when it gets down into the 40s here, you feel it when you're not used to it. I've been here since the early 90s. So, anyway, you guys have a great evening. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. So, everybody have a great time. Spend time with your friends and family, your loved ones. There's nothing more important than that. Take it from me. Otherwise, you end up like me. No, which is cool. I'm fine. Anyway, so appreciate everybody for watching and liking and commenting, and see you soon. Take care.